The Biden administration is all set to embrace Iran. Its reckless pro-Iran decisions threaten peace in the Middle East. And this is not going down well with the USA's Arab allies. In fact, they seem to want to go at it alone now and secure an alliance so strong that neither Biden nor Iran can mess with. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Shubhangi, and in this video, I shall discuss with you the latest moves of the Arab powers of the Middle East to ensure that the newfound bonhomie between the US and Iran does not hurt their interests. Let's begin. The geopolitical tensions between Iran and the Arab powers have now reached a new destination: Iraq. In fact, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have already started preparing for it. Iraq would have been Iran's first target after a prospective US-Iran nuclear deal. Yet, the UAE and Saudi Arabia stand in the way of Tehran's Iraq ambitions. The two Arab powers are funneling billions of dollars in investments in Iraq. This is a way to consolidate power and influence in Iraq. Till now, Iraq has been monkey balancing between three powers: the United States of America, Iran, and the Arabs. Yet, back-to-back Arab investments in Iraq are ensuring that it does not need to do monkey balancing any longer. Recently, Saudi Arabia announced that it will put $3 billion into a joint fund with Iraq to speed up development in the private sector. After a visit by Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi, the kingdom announced that the joint fund will be for the benefit of the Saudi and Iraqi economies, with the participation of the private sector from both sides. The UAE too announced a $3 billion investment in Iraq in order to bolster economic and investment relations between the two nations. The UAE and Iraq also issued a joint statement at the conclusion of the Iraqi Prime Minister's visit to the UAE. The message coming from the UAE and Saudi Arabia is quite clear. They want Iraq to give a cold shoulder to Tehran so that the country no longer needs to balance out things between the two big powers in the region. The Arab powers want Iraq to stay on their side and deepen the fraternal relations between them. The deal is such that will ensure that the Arabs have Iraq on their side while they empower Iraq against a common enemy in Iran. The Arab powers are strengthening the alliance with Iraq at a time when the Biden administration has agreed to engage in talks with Iran for renewing the Iran nuclear deal, which both Israel and Arab powers oppose vehemently, as they believe that this will make it easier for Iran to acquire a nuclear bomb, disturbing peace in the entire Middle East region. As such, Iraq remains a soft target for Iran. Iraq is still recovering from the scars left by the Islamic State or ISIS. Within the country, there is a lot of political volatility. Moreover, Tehran's involvement inside Iraq creates trouble for the Arabs, as Iranian proxies active in the war-torn nation are a security threat for Saudi Arabia and the UAE. By investing billions of dollars in Iraq, the Arab powers are telling Iraq that they will empower the nation to stand up in the face of external threats like the Iranian proxies. In return, the Arabs want some sense of assurance from Iraq. Mustafa al-Kadhimi, for example, said, "Iraq will never become a launchpad for attacks on Saudi Arabia." This is to suggest that Iranian proxies will never be allowed to use Iraqi soil for attacking the two big Arab powers, Saudi Arabia and the UAE. The UAE and Saudi Arabia know that Iraq will be the next point in the ongoing Arab-Iran geopolitical context. So they have not only anticipated the future course of action, but have also made a big move to secure Iraqi cooperation.